One breast, two love, and living life victoriously. In this inspiring memoir, a young woman is diagnosed with breast cancer and refuses to allow the devastating medical diagnosis to shatter her faith in the healing power of God. Author Tina Maria Scott expects a complete healing and has an attitude of gratitude as she courageously undergoes a lifestyle change when forced to have her left breast removed. Read by author Tina Maria Scott. Disclaimer. Some of the names were changed by the author to protect each individual's privacy. Chapter 1. The diagnoses that numbed me. During a warm morning shower, as I washed under my left armpit, I felt a lump the size of a pearl. I immediately put the soap down and gave my left armpit my full attention. I began to take deep breaths as I continued to hold the lump between my right index and middle fingers. I thought, oh, this is probably another cyst. I completed my warm shower and forgot about the lump until it was time to cleanse my body again. Each day during my shower or bath, I would examine under my armpit to see if the lump was going down. After about a month of examining under my left armpit, the lump had not dissolved. So I decided that I have enough of God's power within me to pray it away. As I remembered reading in the Bible that God has given me power, I began praying daily, expecting the pearl-sized lump to disappear. Well, month 2 arrived, and there was no evidence of the lump vanishing. After 2 months of praying, I thought, well, I better go to the doctor to see what is really going on. When I saw the doctor, he asked how long had I felt the growth, and I said, about 2 months. After examining my armpit, the doctor told me that I should see a surgeon to determine exactly what the growth was. I said, ooh, no, I don't want to see a surgeon right now. I'm trusting that this is just a cyst, so I'm going to keep praying, trusting that it will go away. After my office visit, within about 2 weeks, I noticed that my left armpit was turning black and expelling a strong, rotten fragrance. It was an offensive smell, one that even soap and deodorant could not overpower. I called my doctor for an urgent appointment and was blessed to be seen right away. As the doctor was examining my left armpit, I was told that the blackness under my armpit was maybe because I was overweight. I know disbelief was written all over my face as I was hearing the doctor say the blackness was maybe because I was overweight. I said to myself in a low voice, that is not true. The doctor's explanation of why my armpit was black definitely did not make sense to me. I thought, I am overweight, but not that overweight, and I do not have folds of skin under my armpit that could possibly cause discoloration. My sensitivity thought, what a mean thing to say. The doctor suggested once again that I see a surgeon to determine exactly what the growth was, and I agreed. I left my appointment feeling jolted by the doctor's explanation of why my armpit was black. Unfortunately, I took the comment to heart because I already knew that I was approximately 25 pounds heavier than I desired. On my way home, I thought about how I judged the doctor's comment and then did some self-reflecting. I knew it was much deeper than the doctor's statement, especially since in the past he had always been kind and gone the extra mile to order different tests to make sure that my complaints were addressed accurately and showed nothing but concern for me. I had to admit to myself that I was jolted because I was not comfortable with the excess body weight that I had been saying that I wanted to release for a long time. And perhaps it was true that one can have black discoloration under the armpit due to being overweight. One thing I know for sure was that the doctor did not intentionally try to jolt me. Deep down, I knew that no one could make me feel jolted except me, and maybe I needed to feel jolted so that I could do something about the excess weight. The following morning, when I arrived at work, I called the surgery department, and a polite and energetic young woman greeted me. I told the young woman that I wanted a Friday appointment, and she replied, "The next Friday appointment is on the 13th. Do you want to come in on Friday the 13th? I laughed and said, "I sure do, because I am not superstitious." And then we both laughed. The young woman proceeded to make my appointment by asking me whom I would like to see. I told her that I was new to the area and was not familiar with any of the surgeons. I asked her if she would schedule me an appointment with the surgeon she would select for herself. She said okay in a cheerful voice. She stated that Dr. Artistry was the best surgeon that they have and that I would be pleased with him. The young woman also told me that he was well sought after. Feeling her smile through the telephone, I felt like I would be in good hands, so I agreed to see Dr. Artistry. She scheduled the appointment for Friday, August 13th, 2010, and wished me good luck with my medical diagnoses. I had approximately 1.5 weeks before my appointment with Dr. Artistry. During the waiting period, I examined my left armpit daily to feel if the pearl-sized lump was shrinking. I thought, what is really going on? After all the praying I've been doing, this lump should be gone by now. The lump had not shrunk any. Actually, it felt larger than it did a week and a half ago. I began to feel a little anxious about my upcoming appointment with the doctor. Well, Friday, August 13th, 2010 finally arrived. I walked into the examination room and went through the normal routine of being asked why I was there today. I shared with the medical assistant that I had a lump under my left armpit, and under my armpit was very dark with a horrible odor. The medical assistant typed into the computer what I had shared with her and then told me the doctor would be in soon. She handed me a top gown and told me to put it on, and then left the room. My mother was with me during this examination. As soon as the medical assistant left the room, my mother asked how I was feeling. I admitted that I was feeling really nervous. My mother could sense that I was feeling disturbed by the growth, rotten fragrance, and darkness under my armpit. So she tried to console me by saying, "Don't worry, you are fine." She did not say everything will be fine. She said, "You are fine." Dr. Artistry came into the examination room in less than 10 minutes. He said hello and asked how I was feeling, and he did not waste any time. He asked me to lie down so he could examine my breast. I immediately said to him, "The lump is not in my breast, it is under my armpit." He did not respond to my comment. He just began examining me around the edges of my left breast as if he were searching for something. And sure enough, he felt a lump and said to me, "This feels like cancer." I immediately responded, "No, it is not cancer. I have fibrocystic breast. I do not have cancer." Dr. Artistry said, "I would like to do a needle biopsy to determine if this is cancer." I was shocked and instantly became numb. Dr. Artistry said, "I'll be right back." He stepped out of the examination room and came back with his assistant. He explained to me what he was about to do and how he was going to do it. He went straight to the lump without any fumbling and took 2 samples of breast tissue to be examined by the lab. Dr. Artistry told me it would take about 3 to 5 days before I would receive the results. He also asked if I wanted to be notified by phone or did I want to schedule an appointment to get the results from the biopsy. I told him that I would prefer to schedule an appointment, and before leaving his office, I scheduled an appointment for the following Friday. Well, during the weekend, my breast became swollen and painful, and it had turned purple and blue. It looked like a bent finger was protruding and trying to get out of my breast. Early morning on Monday, August 16th, 2010, I could not wait until the doctor's office opened so that I could report to the surgeon what the biopsy had done to my breast. So when I called the office and the doctor got on the telephone, before I could get out of my mouth what was going on, he told me that he had gotten the results back from the lab, and the results revealed that I had cancer. Dr. Artistry told me to call the oncology department and schedule an appointment. He also stated that he was going out of town and would not be available to do surgery until he returned in a couple of weeks. He mentioned that someone else could follow up with me and perform the surgery if I did not want to wait until he returned to the office. Being that I felt Dr. Artistry knew what he was doing and was highly recommended, I told him that I wanted him to perform my surgery and I would wait until he returned. I hung up the telephone feeling disconnected and numb.